My dramatic sister-in-law accused us of purposefully leaving her out. I want to back out from her wedding.
Beep, 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 beep. That's me backing up out of that.
I really don't know how to keep this short, so here it goes. I apologize for the wall of text incoming. I'm supposed to be a bridesmaid in my brother-in-law and future sister-in-law's wedding at the beginning of this August. She's marrying my husband's little brother. By the way, this comes from Drama Llama No Tamama. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddits. So quick facts. My husband is the best man. Neither the bride nor the groom have any friends, so the wedding party is 100% family, 5 women, 5 men. I'm the last one in the women's line. My husband is the first in the men's line. Each of the bridesmaids are married/dating one of the groomsmen, but none of the other couples are actually walking together.
No red flags there.
No red flags.
With no friends? No friends at your wedding? None?
Yeah. The players. Adam, my husband's brother. Pushover, serial monogamist, divorcee, nasty, scary, terrible divorce. Doesn't sound like wear the pants. No social game, no friends. Groom to be. Player 2, Amanda, my husband's brother's fiance. Normal girl, wears the pants. Kind of a chameleon. No friends, so-so social skills, can be dramatic, seemingly no loyalty, bride to be.
And she has a spring-loaded tongue that shoots out and grabs insects.
More like a man.
A Kirby.
Duh.
Sarah, player 3. Adam's twin sister. My husband's baby sister. Super controlling, bossy, drama queen. Only makes friends when she can use them and then dumps them once they are no longer of use. Backstabs everyone, including family. No real friends. Mom coddles her. The rest of the family tolerates her to just keep the peace. Player 4 and 5, Greg and Anna. Husband's oldest brother and his wife. Normal people. We have a close bond with them and their kids. Now we have the players. Any questions?
Now it's time for the game.
Time for the freaking game.
It's time to play the game.
Why are your eyes so glossy? Why are you crying? Are you
crying.
crying?
I'm crying.
Okay, the game. When Adam met Amanda, he was just starting to go through a terribly rough divorce. Best time to meet someone. Immediately upon meeting Amanda, we became friends. When Adam's ex-wife started making threats and breaking into their apartment, they moved in with us. My husband owes pew-pews, and his ex is terrified of them. Most people are. For a few months, just to get back on their feet. Over time, our friendship grew stronger. She would talk to me about her life, and I talked to her about mine. We did things together, etc. Things were great, and I consider her a very good friend. This was about the time that she really started spending time with Adam's twin, Sarah. Sarah took Amanda under her wing about 2 months ago and began to teach Amanda her ways. Choose a target. Destroy. Once destroyed, choose a new target. Destroy.
Oh, she's a destroyer.
She's a heat-seeking missile.
I can fix her.
Oh, yeah?
Slowly, Amanda started changing into someone more like Sarah and less like what she used to be. She also started hanging out with me a lot less and accusing me of all manner of things that I did/did not do, just trying to start drama. I never bite, which makes both Amanda and Sarah even more mad, so they'd try in tandem, or Amanda would even try harder to start stuff.
How do people become this exhausting? Do you know, like, how much work goes into becoming a person like this? How much? Like, I can't imagine how hard you have to try to become this.
Dude, low-key, the tea's addictive. The goss is
That tea's
addictive.
piping hot.
That is true.
I want some of that hot tea.
We literally had a story today where someone was like,
Yeah, we lived with a narcissist, but it was just so we could experience what their life was like.
Not anymore. Not anymore for me. It has gotten to the point where Amanda no longer talks to me. When she does, she always defends and loves to say hurtful things. I've tolerated it and kept my mouth closed to keep the familial peace. I'm hurt for sure, but I don't show the hurt. I've done nothing but continue to try to be her friend. and I continue to invite her to things where she does not attend for random, sometimes spiteful reasons. I had been contemplating dropping her out of the wedding for a while, but to keep said peace, I have so far decided against it. I am just a complete loss for A, why would she treat me this way and not just take it upon herself to pump me out? And B, why did I keep laying there and taking it without dropping out? But regardless, I haven't voiced these thoughts outside of my husband. You have chronic PP, OP. You have chronic PP.
No, you
What is chronic PP, my friend?
You got to emphasize the second P.
You know OPP? I know.
Chronic PP.
PP.
Chronic PP.
It's not how you pronounce it.
Chronic PP.
Huh?
Like wee wee. Chronic wee wee. Chronic PP.
You're chronic people pleaser.
Yes,
Chronic PP.
chronic PP. Voice your thoughts, even if it ruins families. Last weekend, she finally told me that I hurt her feelings because I purposefully excluded her from my wedding. I only knew her for about a month at the time of my wedding, and that I hurt so many people's feelings, but I'm too blind on my high horse to see it.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Sarah has told me this before, and I know it's not true, but I also didn't include Sarah either, and this is how she works. You hurt me, you hurt my family. I've long since confirmed with her family no feelings were hurt beyond hers. I responded and let Amanda know that she doesn't realize it, but she is also hurting many people's feelings with her actions as of late. It was very rational and level-headed response. No anger, very neutral tone, but one I regretted immediately because I wasn't sure if it would cause an explosion or not. It actually seemed to help a little. She invited me over to chat in person about things the next night. She came straight out and told me that she was worried I'd drop her out of her wedding because how she had been treating me, which shocked me because I'd figured she didn't care, and said that if I didn't drop out, she'd punt my husband out too, since it's a couple's wedding. I still did not hint how I felt about that topic, but I did tell her that my feelings were hurt and I understand why I was getting treated that way. She mentioned that she felt stressed and apologized. I told her I felt she acted differently around Sarah than when we were by ourselves, and that if she didn't want to have a friendship with me, all she has to do is tell me. She told me she wanted to be friends and she was going to change. Things actually started to get better over the course of the next week.
Oh?
She called me a few times and we hung out more since. In fact, this past weekend we were at Sarah's wedding together, where she was the only bridesmaid, and Amanda was very cheery and happy and went out of her way to hang out with me quite a few times. It kind of felt like old times again. I thought perhaps we had moved past the rough part. Okay, I'm just waiting for the but or the until or and then happened.
Here comes the butt.
It's happening.
The butt's on the way.
Big fat juicy butt.
The butt is on a flight right now, express, one way, private jet.
Delivered tomorrow overnight.
It's landing.
Imminently.
It's got to be. Because you can talk and you can change just for a little bit, but it's like, I think, what is it, 3 weeks is the longest? Is it 3 weeks or 3 months?
You said 3.
It's like it's either one of those. It's either 3 weeks or 3 months that's like the longest someone can usually pretend to be someone else. Where it's like if you're masking to like try to get someone to like you, or like you're trying to, you can only be fake for so long before the real version of you sees the light of day.
The wedding was over an hour away from where most of us, including Amanda and Adam, live. They had been away from home for a week, so went home afterwards. We stayed with my husband's father, who lives in the same town as the wedding. My husband's older brother, Greg, and his wife, Anna, also stayed with my father-in-law, rather than make the long drive home at nearly midnight. That's when I usually drive home.
Midnight?
Yeah, sometimes when I'm at my girl's place, I do not want to go through that LA traffic from OC to LA.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
So I just leave at midnight.
Yeah, in my head, you were talking about work, and I was like, "What you talking about?
Sometimes.
What are you doing?"
I really do that, but I
Yeah.
do like a nice drive at midnight. Yesterday, Sunday, was Father's Day. We asked my husband's father if we could take him out to lunch. He said Greg and Anna had already asked, so we asked them if we could join, and they said, sure. It was a lovely day spent with all of them. An incident status about the lunch made it onto Facebook, with the 5 of us tagged, and that's where the crap hit the fan. Last night, Amanda started posting dramatic comments on the status about how we were purposefully leaving her out, and then blocked us after posting an incredibly hurtful and dramatic status about how we all hate her and she's never included. Shortly after, Adam also posted a very similar status, and I think Amanda posted it for him because Adam doesn't speak as clearly as the language that was posted. I think Sarah has isolated her in these incidents and then worm-tongued Amanda to think that she is being blocked, that she is being isolated.
Yeah, that sounds right to me. Sounds like you got a grim of worm tongue in your midst,
Chat? What do you think?
whispering into your ear.
Anna then contacted Adam via Facebook message to ask if things were okay. She explained the situation and made it clear that it wasn't a planned thing and that no one was purposefully excluding anyone. He called us all liars, cussed her out, said a bunch of hurtful things, and then has ignored any form of contact from either my husband or Greg ever since. I believe, once again, that Amanda was the one behind the words because Adam doesn't swear, doesn't talk the same as the post, and has never acted this way.
Uh-oh.
Now that this has happened, I'm back to thinking that maybe I should be dropping out. I don't know who treats their bridesmaid like this, not to mention the past few months of abuse that I've received. I cannot imagine how awkward it will be to her wedding and standing up there with her if things stay the way that they are right now. Not only that, but I feel like I'm losing my sanity with this whole ordeal. My mom keeps telling me I should drop out, especially now that this weekend has happened. Drop out or nah?
I say drop out and then also tell your brother that his wife.
Sucks.
I think we're all in a unanimous decision here.
I'm in drop out, and it's like clearly I think
Unanimous
you're
agreement.
right.
Pulls up.
I don't think the brother is sending any of this. I think the wife or the
Low-key.
potential sister-in-law has hijacked his life, and you gotta step in because he's not strong enough to get himself out of it. Clearly,
Yeah. Loki, the brother probably doesn't even know he has a Facebook. He's like, oh, I have a Facebook?
a Facebook, more like a fake book, because that ain't me. Hey, whoa!
Dad jokes are rubbing off on him.
Yeah, that was pure word association.
But at the same time, I don't want to disturb whatever peace may be left between Adam and the rest of the family. If I drop, my husband is punted. He already said he will support whatever decision I make, and after last night, doesn't really care to be in the wedding either. But like me, he's keeping the peace. My father-in-law has already said if my husband is punted out, he will very publicly let them know that he will refuse to attend, and Greg/Anna have both said they would likely drop out too as a result. I don't want those dominoes to fall though. No way, no how. Rock, meet, hard place.
Now, hey, what are you, a writer, OP? Huh?
That's what I tell my
Are you a
rock.
writer?
That's what I tell my pet rock every night.
Brother.
You gotta give the pet rock a break every night. Every night. I know some people would focus on another aspect of that, but every night.
Oh, dude, I had to make that joke.
What does
That
Angie
joke
have
was
to
just
say about that?
it was a joke, but I don't know. Is that good? I want to put this down on my rock, meet, hard place. Let me put that down.
Rock meet hard place or rock my hard
This guy's getting
place?
ready for his comedy sketch.
Dude,
Rock,
God dang it.
meet,
I said it at the wrong
hard
time. That was funny.
place. My husband is irate. He hasn't been happy about her treatment of me in a long time and is now appalled at how they are both handling this. He's cooling off for a few days before he wants to attempt to talk to Adam. Once he does, and we can see what kind of effect this has, we can all have a better idea how the future might play out. I have no idea what I should do if things don't start getting better. Any advice would be appreciated. Comment 2, just a point to consider. It seems like everyone is on the logic here. Father-in-law, your hubby, Greg, and Anna. Right now, you all, not just you personally, have an opportunity to show a united front, as everyone is disgusted with her behavior. If you let this grow unchecked, it will make the rest of your lives miserable. And as an added bonus, you may never have a perfect balance of irritation with her and DGAF from your family to be able to do something like this united front ever again. I know you don't want to make waves, but you really need to make your husband be the bad guy. His family, at least the emotional contempt ones, won't turn on him, and there's a chance they could turn on you and teach this child a lesson. Best case scenario, she comes to her senses. Worst case scenario, she's a raging witch, and your family that you like is all on the same page as you. OP, only if it was easier. I do worry immensely about causing waves, and if we did this show of solidarity, waves would be felt by everyone. I just don't want to be the reason things fall apart. They have balanced their rather complicated ecosystem for decades. Though, who knows? I may not have a choice. We got an update. How we feeling about this, guys?
Trade
words of wisdom.
proposal. You trade your brother and sister-in-law for new versions of them.
Can we trade the brother and sister-in-law out for Greg and Anna?
Yes. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say we can do that. Trade clause.
Trade clause.
Trade clause. There was no clause that said they couldn't be traded.
Update. Well, things got definitely worse. After an entire week of no contact, I decided I wanted to talk with her. Her bridal shower was Sunday, and I wasn't about to attend with things left as they were. I texted Amanda and asked what she was up to Friday night. She was oddly responsive, but shut down quick when I told her that I really wanted to talk to her. At that point, she became proactive and tried to ruffle my feathers. I persistently and politely kept asking to talk in person and to keep it off text. She eventually said she had nothing nice to say to me and dismissed me. This aggravated me, though. I didn't respond to that text. My husband told me I should just cool down and not go over, so I decided to stay home. I was starting to lose the gumption to try to make nice anyway. A few hours later, she texted me asking why I didn't come over and told me I ruined her night because she dropped what she was doing and rushed home in order for me to come, which she had previously told me she wasn't doing anything and was home / would be home all night by herself. She again said one or two things in an attempt to provoke me, which didn't really work. She eventually said she wanted to talk and asked if I'd come over so we could chat. I again shared the text with my husband, and he told me to just get it over with, so I did. Boy, that was a mistake. I walked into a trap. The instant I opened the gate to her deck, the entirety of our conversation took place. She had a nasty look on her face. I meekly said, I just want to tell you what's on my mind. You can do the same if you want, but I really don't want to do anything else. She instantly yelled at me and told me not to disrespect her in her own home. Mind you, we're outside and the town we live in is small. I'm positive most of her neighbors heard her, even if they were inside with their TVs blaring. I sat there and took it though. I'm not one for reacting to dramatic tantrums really, so I calmly waited for her to finish yelling before I continued. I let her know that she hurt my feelings. Mind you, at this point, getting a full sentence in edgewise was nearly impossible. She interrupted me and yelled at me, calling me names and such. Your feelings are hurt? What about mine? Etc. Again, after she was finished, I reaffirmed that we didn't do anything intentionally to hurt her, and that the Father's Day plans were made well in advance, and that my husband and I barged in on them. She proceeded to call me a piece of crap, liar, and said that I'm trying to hurt her feelings even more now. At this point, I was starting to lose my cool. My heart was racing, and I was still staying calm on the outside, but inside, I was starting to lose it. I simply said, the only person I have seen lately trying to purposely hurt anyone else is you. In hindsight, I shouldn't have been so blunt, but it was / is true. This, of course, sent her over the edge. She continued to yell obscenities at me. You effing disrespect me in my own house, on my own deck. There's the effing door. She continued to call me names.
What a baby. What a stinky baby with a poopy diaper. Like, grow up. Take some criticism. This is not disrespectful. This is someone having a dialogue with you.
This makes no sense. Like where's this coming from?
It's because she's awful. It's because she's awful, and you need to tell your brother to leave this wench in the past because she's poisoning it.
So I point blank asked, do you even want me in your wedding anymore? I don't give a F what you do. I don't care about you, and I don't care what you do. I'm sure as heck not going to punt you out because that'll make me look bad. But if you don't drop out, things will get worse for you. At this point, I turned and walked to my car. As I was leaving, she screamed, "What a worthless C word you are," and called me some more names under her breath as she went back into her house. I was shaking as I got in my car, and I managed to drive a few blocks away before I completely lost it. I bawled. Oh, dang. I know many of you probably think words are just words, but me, that sort of name calling is outside my family values. There is nothing that word is meant for to me other than to stab a knife deeply into another's heart. And I wouldn't call my worst enemy such a name. It's outside my husband's family's values as well. I got home, told my husband the story, and he basically sent me to bed. It was late. I was emotionally exhausted and upset beyond comfort. After I fell asleep, he invited Adam over and spoke with him. He recorded the conversation on his phone secretly and let me listen to it afterwards. He asked what Amanda's problem was, and Adam basically said, "I don't know. I'm staying out of it."
So that's your husband plan? That's your blueprint?
Yep.
Staying out of it. Hey, I'm just staying out the way.
You know, she's going through stuff. I'm staying out of it.
That's... Can you hit that one more time? I want to mimic it.
No, I'm staying
Hit
out
it
of
one more time. I can't. The
Come on,
way
it's
you
like
do
it's
that
like
is so
Fallout
great.
Boy. Or like the Fallout.
Oh yeah, the Pip Boy.
My husband said, "Your fiance is really upset at my wife." Adam proceeded to give excuses for his fiance's behavior. Both Friday night and lately, she's stressed. Her mom yelled at her. Her job is hard. Her coworkers are mean. Yada, yada, yada. It went on. Finally, my husband goes, "That's all good and nice. But the part where I draw the moral line is where Amanda called my wife a worthless C word, and that's where I draw the line."
Wow.
Adam kind of scurried around it and said that she had told him that I called her white trash and that she said that Sarah, Adam's recently married twin, remember, is stabbing her in the back, none of which is true. The conversation basically ended there. Ever since, I've not been okay with it. I blocked her number with my cellular provider. I've blocked her email and Facebook. I toiled even harder with how to handle the situation. My main thoughts compete against each other. A, I don't want to give her what she wants for me to drop out. B, I also don't want to show her that I'm okay with this treatment. After speaking in depth with my mom, father-in-law, and husband, I decided to go to the bridal shower with Anna. I had long since had a gift and card purchased. I decided to go, but not to make eye contact or talk to her. It was successful. Awkward, but successful. I think it was an incredible shock to her that Anna and I even went, and even more so that I actually brought a gift. She texted Anna that night and thanked her for coming. Anna was gracious and said, "Of course, you're my future sister-in-law." Amanda then said she was so sorry for the way she'd overreacted. I then said she knew I'd never forgive her, but gave some random excuses about how she never knew what family truly was until she lost her cousin last year. Who is this? Who are we talking to?
This is the terrible woman.
No, it's not. I don't know who we're talking to right now.
But exactly, who are you? Who are you right now?
It's because you got all dressed up, fine and dandy for your special day, and now you act like an angel?
Fake. Calling it fake. Super fake. Fake AF. The fakest.
She has yet to apologize to me. If she wants to do it, she's going to have to get the balls to do it in person. And even if she does, if she gives me those same excuses, it's not good enough. She was shrinking responsibility in that text. And I honestly don't expect an apology anytime soon. Having to do so in person after being such a horrible person can't be easy. At this point, I don't even think I'm going to be in her wedding. Even if she does apologize, friends don't treat friends like that. Family doesn't treat family like that. Everyone supports that, with the exception of my husband. Oh, interesting.
Dang, dude.
I did mention in a comment that his ex-wife kept him from his family. I know he is his own person, but again, He lets this woman dictate his life. Anyway, my husband doesn't support me dropping out. He thinks I should stay in and not give her what she wants, but most importantly, so that he doesn't lose his brother again. His father has told him to support my decision, but I'm not entirely sure what my decision is. Because at first I thought he was supportive of that. And
There seems to be a lot of like flip-flopping in this story. There's a lot of waffling going on here. Lots of waffles.
yeah.
It's like 1 second Amanda's like, and she's like,
I realized how important family was once I lost my cousin.
it's like, who are you?
Yeah, what's going on?
Who are you? Now the husband's like, actually, everyone should hate you.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong, or is that basically what he's saying?
I feel that's what he's saying. I get that they're brothers, and up until Friday night, I was still willing to do what was necessary to keep the family together, even if it meant awkwardly standing next to her. Now, I'm of the thought that if his brother supports his wife calling me such nasty names and treating us in such a childish way, that he doesn't deserve our good graces.
That is true.
I'm not saying we need to go out of our way to be rude, but things like giving him free will to use our workshop at his leisure or being in their wedding are things we should be rethinking. And I don't think we should be bending over backwards to try and save that relationship when absolutely none of us did anything wrong to cause it to fall to ruin. I get that he can't see it from that angle too, and it makes my decision even harder. He says he'll support me no matter what, but he constantly tells me I should just stay in so that the family doesn't fall apart. I have about 40 days to make my decision now. I'm not sure what to do. My father-in-law tells me I should drop out and not even tell her. Anna says I should drop out. Greg is ready to drop out with me. My mom thinks I should drop out. My husband wants me to stay in, and therein lies the paralysis I have.
Don't listen to your husband. He's got doo-doo brain right now. Listen to all the other people who are giving you the good advice of dropping out. Prioritize your own mental...
Tranquility.
prioritize tranquility in your life.
One comment real quick. Comment 3. Considering how OP is being treated, her husband also needs to work towards maintaining his relationship with his brother. 1, he should make it clear to his brother that his fiance's behavior is not acceptable.
Facts.
2, while brother may be implicitly condoning said behavior, I'm sure he's also reacting to what he's being told by his fiance. When it comes down to it, he's probably going to be more believing of what she said rather than OP. 3, back to OP's husband dropping out of the wedding and all the waves that may cause it may end up being what's best for his relationship with his family. Maybe not for them and his brother, but them and the rest of the family. You cannot have one member poison and dictate the terms for the family relationships. OP, you hit the nail on the head with number 2. My husband believes what I'm saying because I'm his wife. I'm sure Amanda were his wife, he'd believe what she was saying too. And it makes it more complicated because Adam's power comes through his woman. In the end, he makes his own choices, and I'm sure he's being fed a story where she was the good guy. Though I do not know, he was told that she did explode on me, and she did admit to calling me that name. I do also agree with point 3 after reading all of the responses to this post. Thank you. We have a second update, guys. What was that poll again? People dropping out? Yeah.
Drop out or not? I say drop out.
It sucks that everyone's telling you to drop out except for your husband. I see your husband's point. That's a hard one.
Who cares if it's what she wants? At this point, it just matters how it affects you. If you're going to go there and it's going to suck and it's going to be like pulling teeth, so why go?
Yeah.
Why go and be around someone who's clearly so just like deranged and is out to get you?
Yeah.
You know, like, I just don't go.
Don't go.
I would say drop out.
Just
And-
don't go.
Also, get your husband to be like, hey, tell your brother that his creature from the Black Lagoon needs to come correct. All right? She can't be saying all this stuff about me
Yeah.
and then you be having a complete non-reaction to it.
Yeah.
You know? Respect. There needs to be
Respect.
mutual respect between both groups here. And if there isn't, then why would I want to be around you anyway?
Yeah.
Don't care that you're in-law. He shouldn't even care that it's his. He should be more on his brother.
Facts.
Be like, why are you letting my wife or your wife badmouth my wife?
I'm going to stay out of it.
I don't know.
He doesn't even care. He's like,
I-
I'm just going to stay out of it.
I'm just here.
Jim, or if you care about your mental health, yeah, you got to get out of it. It depends on if you want to be principled or care about your own mental health. Update 2. So to recap, my future sister-in-law has been treating me terribly, and it came to head about 4 weeks ago with her calling me a worthless C-word after yelling at me. I basically cut all contact with her. I blocked her on Facebook, email, and all other social media. I also blocked her phone number at the cellular provider level. I've given it 4 weeks to kind of munch over all the advice I was given both here and IRL. I finally decided to talk to my mother-in-law about it last week. She's a drama llama who's always hungry, so I was very careful with what I said. I briefly and neutrally summed up the events. I had her blocked on all levels, and that I was at the stage where I needed to make a decision about the wedding, and that I was leaning towards dropping out. What surprised me most is that she said Amanda was actually adamant to calling me a C-word and for the most part admitted to the terrible way she treated me. I wasn't given the exact details of what she was saying, but my mother-in-law did say that my story lined up with Amanda's. What surprised me even more was that my mother-in-law said she supported me if I do, in fact, decide to drop out. Huh. So Drama Mama Llama is on your side. This just shows how terrible of a person Amanda has been towards you. And you don't need to be dealing with this.
Everyone is starting to see. That's what Amanda is plotting her own demise. Everyone's eyes will open to Amanda in time.
Yep. Even it's opening to Amanda herself.
Is it though?
It is.
She already lied about that. She was like, I've seen now that I understand. And it's like, now she's not. She doesn't understand anymore.
Yeah. Be like the legal law you can do in 10th grade and drop out.
You can't drop out before that?
Nope.
Legally?
Legally.
Okay.
That's not what I did.
I'll keep that in mind.
Anyways, talking to my mother-in-law was kind of a double-edged sword for me. It was a way to get intel, as I know she and Amanda talk a lot. It was also one of those situations where I know mother-in-law will tell her basically everything I said. So in a way, I was kind of hoping it would inspire Amanda to reach out or apologize. Well, it kind of worked, but not in a satisfactory kind of way, if you will. Amanda tried texting me the next day, apparently, and when I didn't respond after a few days, because she's blocked and her messages won't go through, she texted my mother-in-law. And she said she was worried because I wasn't responding to her apology. My mother-in-law let me know, of course, as an FYI. 2 nights ago, Amanda texted my husband asking if he had his wedding clothes in order. He said he did. She then asked if I had received my dress and if it fit. He never responded. Yesterday morning, Adam also texted my husband asking the same question. Did she get her dress? Does it fit? Again, no response was given. And then last night, Amanda texted again, asking more insistently, and indicated that she needed to know since it was her wedding and it's only 22 days away. She got a little rigid and said she apologized to me, but that I wouldn't accept it. So he basically told her, your communications aren't getting through. Maybe you should come talk to her in person. This sparked a huge, nasty barrage of texts from her. She basically accused me of doing everything she did to me while claiming she was the calm, innocent angel.
Dude, she's just she's a liar. She's just a compulsive liar at this point.
She claimed I called her all manner of names, that I told her I didn't want her marrying Adam, that I called her by Adam's ex-wife's name, that's pretty funny, and that I belittled Sarah, Adam's twin sister, and that I called her nasty names. She admitted to saying she called me 2 names but didn't clarify. I don't really remember in much of the terrible names now except for the see you next Tuesday part. He kept being persistent that if she wants to talk to me, she needs to come talk to me in person, and that if she's kept sending nasty texts after nasty texts about how I'm the villain in all this. Regardless, she kept barraging him with texts. She eventually said, look, this is all probably comes down to the fact that your wife hasn't got her dress yet, so she can't even be in my wedding. Since you two are a couple, I think it's only fair that since one guy also has to be punted out, that I punt you. So either you drop out together or I'll punt you out. My husband sent her a picture of the dress hanging in our room and told her if that's how Adam really feels, he can tell me to my face when he gets off work tomorrow. She told him to stop texting her as it was making her mad. And my husband, being my husband, sent her one last text, said, "Good night, winky face." I'm not really sure what hour or even what my next move should be. Greg and Anna are still blocked. She shared some pitiful apologies with Anna that I think she was hoping I'd be shown, which I was. Basically said I never knew what family was until my dear cousin passed away last year. It's clear to us she still doesn't know, but she never had any action back to that apology up.
Actions speak louder than words. That's
You know?
that's the way the boat floats. Shrimp on a stick, dude.
Yeah, dude, Adam is doomed and Adam is cooked. Adam is spicy cat.
Whipped.
If Adam can't get out of this, I don't think he's getting out.
Yeah,
If Adam can't see that he needs to get out, I don't think he's ever gonna see he needs to get out.
yeah, if this was my brother, I'd be like, dude, look, your girl's cray, and you need to leave. You need to escape. There we go.
Escape.
Escape. Thanks for letting me cook, guys.
Uh,
So these two are planning to go over and talk to both Adam and Amanda tonight to formulate their next move. They're both aware of what happened last time. Text messages, screenshots were shared, so they are completely prepared with the 100% picture fact proof. I also had Anna act as a second pair of eyes on my letter before I sent it, so she knows that too. My father-in-law has been made aware. He's the one who originally is telling us that if she made good on her blackmail to pump my husband, that he boycott the wedding completely. He's still asleep, I'm sure. It's early morning here. I really have no idea which way his reaction will go. I'm basically cutting her out of my life for now. How my husband handles his brother is up to him, and I really don't care. I'm documenting everything that happens. I'm sure I wish I had recorded that argument so I could play it back for her to hear how much I actually did yell at her, which was zip, and how little of a victim she actually was, which is Zed.
Zip and Zed.
I'm just not sure if there are additional steps I should be taking at this point. Help. And guys, we can help you if you go to your favorite podcast platform, search up OK Storytime, and you're going to hear so many stories just like this one. You got to go over there. We have a little bit left of the story. Dakota, Keon,
Go over where?
how are we feeling? Go over to your favorite podcast platform and search OK Storytime.
Like iHeartRadio, like Apple Podcasts, like Spotify. Dude, there's no extra steps
more
you
like
have to do.
sorry, Adam, more like a dumb.
Kapow! Zing! Zing! That's a zinger.
Or a done.
You don't have to do any extra steps. It's over.
It's over, girl.
She's like, I'm going to kick you out. It's like, actually, I'm going to leave.
Yep.
It's like, you can't fire me. I quit. It's okay.
Yep. Put your chronic PP out of rest.
I still think you can hit the second P a little harder.
You know what? You do you, and I'll do me, Yank.
But it's just, it's part of the...
See how we're disagreeing
It's
right now?
the-
And I'm going to go
it's
my
the
own way,
syntax.
and you're going to go your own way, and we
CPP
can both live in
is-
that world.
P.
But yet, you still
PP.
want me to live in your world.
We decided.
You decided that part.
We decided PP.
I said chronic PP.
I know you got chronic PP.
No, don't. Not anymore.
You got...
I feel so embarrassed for you.
No,
Okay,
I'm
Storytime.
talking about the other one.
Update or edit to add. I'm dropping out. I mailed her a resignation letter yesterday morning before all this sparked last night. And I know she hasn't gotten the letter yet, so there might be worse yet coming. So I didn't include this. It's a decision that I made a few days ago, and I thought I had that very important detail in my original post. At this point, my advice is what I do going forward. I'm not in her wedding. I won't be in her wedding. No amount of anything will change my mind,
Good.
especially after last night.
Don't
And
be in the wedding.
wow, OP, I'm so happy for you. You just gotta like let Amanda go. Like, yeah, Adam did exclude his family when he was with his ex, but he continues to make this decision somehow. He continues to somehow find a way to exclude his family with his partner, and that's on him.
It really is like it's
Sad.
not your responsibility to get him out of there.
No.
If it's anyone's responsibility, it would be like the brother or the family. But like in terms of you dealing with Amanda, just don't.
Don't do it.
Why? She's terrible. She's awful.
Not
Normalize
worth it.
not catering to the whims of awful people.
Comments. This is the last little update OP has. My intention with my mother-in-law wasn't for any purpose other than to find out if Amanda showed remorse. I think you might be misunderstanding. I blocked her on the cellular level the minute I pulled out of her driveway that night. She's the type that to get dirty via text, and I wasn't going to have that. So she wasn't able to text me an apology. She might have tried, but with the way it works, my cellular provider, I'm not even notified when a blocked contact attempts to text or call. So I had not been otherwise told. I would have not known. At the time I blocked her, I honestly did not know which choice I chose. It's been a very long few weeks of toiling over it in my head. As time went on, I was able to fully digest things. The option of dropping out became the smart one. Her asking about my dress at Hull was something I wasn't made aware of until last night after she'd blown up. We were still friends when I ordered it, so she wasn't aware that I had it ordered and that it'd be here in 30 days. Adam has been over many times since we got it. It is hanging in clear sight. I know he's seen it. I guess I just figured she was aware, so her even asking was kind of something I didn't expect. At the time I talked to my mother-in-law, I did not know if I should drop out or not. I was finding myself at a complete deadlock. My full intention, intel-wise, was to find out if she was remorseful. I also wanted to support her if I chose to drop out. I found out she was not remorseful and was actually prideful in the whole thing. My hope in talking to my mother-in-law was that I'd find out that she was remorseful or regret her actions, as that would have been told to me that the friendship could have been salvaged. It was also that she'd tell Amanda, which I'm sure she did, led her attempt to apologize after that conversation took place, so that Amanda would realize I was hurt. Amanda knows I'm hurt. That's as schemy as I get. Greg and Anna have been battling their own issues, starting with the whole Facebook thing. There have been other incidents with them and Amanda/Adam that I won't get into as it has no effect on my story or decision. They are formulating their next steps as they, too, are considering dropping out. The events of last night just added fury to Greg. My husband was telling Greg about it. He said it seemed crazy that my husband shared the screenshots to show exactly what was said. I wrote my resignation letter more as a way to vent to myself. I do that from time to time. Write myself letters when I get upset. It helps me calm down. In this case, the letter was severely watered down to serve a dual purpose, to also resign. I let my sister-in-law read it. My father-in-law hasn't seen it yet, knows that I sent one, to make sure it was a neutral and calm, which it was. I also do not dictate who my husband can or cannot see. When I said he doesn't deserve our good graces, I was meaning that I wasn't going out of my way to be nice anymore. I'd be civil, but I'd no longer bend over backwards. The thought of asking them to no longer burn trash on our property did cross my mind, but I let that go that first night. This is a problem between me and Amanda, and I would never control my husband in any way. I'm not sure what my end goal is. Honestly, I don't care that they get married. If that's what makes them happy, then so be it. I'm not looking for anyone to drop out nor threaten to drop out. I'm sharing what has been told to me organically through this long chain of events. If father-in-law doesn't attend, it's 100% his idea from the start. He was the one who initially told me I should drop out and even said I should do so without telling her. Woo! That's it. That is it.
And I got down votes.
Why was that downvoted?
I don't know. Guys, it's the end of the stream. If you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you
And see you tomorrow.